He must be genuine because of because the Holy Spirit is working from within, transforming his life by renewing the mind. Again and again, call Paul's attention to this. To the Corinthians, he said, "But we all, with open face, beholding as a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit uh, of the Lord." And this is a great verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and 18. I use this a lot, and also 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 13. We now see in part, but then when we are face to face, then we will be known as we are known. The two mirror verses are awesome. There's another one that says that whenever that is to sin is like to look in the mirror and to forget who you are. Uh, we those are three great verses about looking into a mirror. Also, to Titus, he said, "Not by works of righteousness which we have done, but according to his mercy, he saved us by washing it of regeneration and renewing the Holy Spirit." That's Titus 3 and 5, verse 5. By permitting the Spirit of God to renew the mind, the believer will be able to test the will of God and find it good. The minute that you and I assume a pose and pretend to be something we are not, it is impossible for us to determine the will of God for our lives. By yielding the will of God for the life of the believer becomes good and fits the believer's will exactly. It's first good, and then it's acceptable, and finally it is perfect. In that the believer's will and God's will are equal to each other. My friend, you can't improve on that kind of situation. Paul could say, "I can do all things where through Christ, which strengthens me." Philippians chapter 4 and verse 13. The believer can do all things that are in God's will. It is wonderful not to have to act the part of being a Christian, but just be natural and let the Spirit of God work the and work through you. This is Hannity C.G. Mule. The Epistle to the Romans, page 335, has put it like this: "I would not have the restless will that hurries to and fro, seeking for some great thing to do or secret thing to know. I would be treated as a child and guide where I go." That's why that I surrendered to preach. I saw people rushing around, and I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to have the peace of and tranquility of not hurrying to and fro. Oh, to reach the place of just turning this over to the Lord. Paul begs us to do this. This is the way of happiness. This is the way of joy. This is the way of fullness in your life. If you are in a church or in a group of play actors, for God's sake, get away from it and try to live a normal Christian life where you can be genuine. A man said to me the other day, "My wife and I have quit going to such and such a group." I asked why. He told me, "We just got tired of going to a place where you almost have to assume everything that you are not. Everyone there is being absolutely abnormal." The way I find out was that I had an occasion to meet a super pious member of the group in a place of business. I hardly recognized the man. His manner and everything about him was different. He was conformed to the world when he was not with the pious group. Oh, to be a normal Christian and enjoy God's blessing. That concludes that